super weird and random, and I just had to tell it to you guys because it's kind of an update on what happened to my sister and I a few weeks ago. I posted this video called "My Sister and I Were Stalked in a Bookstore." Wait, is that what it was called? I don't even remember. I'm actually going to look on my videos right now to see what it was called for sure. Pro YouTuber over here, because I can't even remember my own video titles. I was correct. Sister and I were stalked at the bookstore. So if you haven't seen that video yet, this one won't really make sense. So pause this one, go watch the other one. To sum it up for you though, it's about this guy that was following my sister and I around in the bookstore. It was super creepy. He was like grabbing the books from our hands, following us out to the parking lot, watching us from his car. He was just super weird and crazy. He was a stalker. So I was assuming in my head, oh, it was a one-time thing. It will never happen again. I mean, it's rare to meet the same person twice, right? Apparently not. So what happened was, last week my boyfriend and I were out at like 3 o'clock in the morning. And you guys are probably wondering, why the heck were you guys out at 3 in the morning? That's the witching hour. That is the time that everybody is supposed to be asleep. That is the time where most people are locked away in their houses, safe from anything in the outside world. Well, the answer to your question is my boyfriend and I were out Pokemon hunting because that is the thing to do in the early hours of the morning, apparently. I mean, you gotta catch them all, right? Not only in the daytime. I mean, there's Pokemon that only come out at night. Come on! So, in the area that I live, pretty much after midnight, there's not really any cars on the road. The roads are dead. Just nothing for miles. So, we decided to go to this park that was about 15 minutes from my house. So, I was driving, and there was just nobody on the road with me. So, I was like, cool, no traffic. I'm the queen of the road right now. All is good. But then we pull up to this stoplight, and I'm just sitting there patiently waiting for the light to turn green. Well, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it was just out of nowhere because literally there were no cars on the road at all. And just randomly, this car pulls up beside me. It's a black car. The windows are tinted. I mean, nothing too out of the ordinary. I wasn't really paying attention to it. But all of a sudden, I hear this yelling outside of the car. And I'm like, who the heck is yelling right now at this hour? So I turn beside me, and it's two guys in the front seat of the car beside me, yelling at me and like signaling at me to roll down my window. So I look at Kyle, who is my boyfriend, and I'm like, what the heck are they doing? So I start to think that maybe there's something wrong with my car. Like maybe I left my gas door open. Maybe there's a mark on my car. I'm just thinking they're signaling to me that something is wrong with my vehicle. I mean, that's the logical thing to think, right? And it's a new car, so I'm like, oh no, not my baby. I hope there's nothing wrong with my baby. So I roll down my window, and the first thing the guy in the driver's seat says is, I know you. I know you from somewhere. And whenever someone says that to me, I instantly think of YouTube. Maybe they saw one of my videos. That could be where they know me from. But I decided not to bring that up. So I was like, oh, I'm sorry, I don't recognize you. Where do you think you know me from? And this stupid guy starts like playing games with me. He was like, you know where I know you from. I know you know where I'm from. And I'm just thinking in my head, what the heck is this guy talking about? And it's super hard to see him because it's so dark outside. So all I see is this shadow of a guy in the driver's seat. I can't make out what his face looks like at all. It's like I'm talking to a dark, creepy figure. It's just a silhouette that's talking to me. So I'm trying to squint, and I'm like, do I know this guy? Like, I'm really trying my best to see the details on his face, but I can't really see them. So I turn to Kyle, and I'm like, do you recognize this guy? And even Kyle was like, I can't see him. Like, it's really hard to see him in his car right now. So I decide to just give up, and I'm like, okay, dude, sorry, gotta go. And I start rolling out my window. And as I'm rolling out my window, he yells, remember from Chapters? I'm the guy from Chapters. And I don't know if I mentioned this in my other video, but the bookstore I was at is called Chapters. It's a really popular bookstore in Canada. So right when he said that, my heart like stopped, and I'm like, are you the bookstore stalker? Obviously, I didn't ask him that, but that's what I was thinking in my head. So I'm just like praying for the light to turn green. Like, why out of all times does this have to be the longest light in the whole entire world? So I'm not really sure what to say, so I just kind of said like, oh, hello again, and I closed my window. And that's when Kyle was like, like,
Jess, I think there's other people in the car as well.
So we look over, and the car windows are tinted, so it's really, really hard to see. But we could see these shadowy figures of people sitting in the backseat of the car as well, and all of their heads were turned looking at us. It was like the entire car was filled with these dark figures staring at us, and the guy in the driver's seat saying he's the guy from Chapters. And here's the thing about that. If he knew that I was a YouTuber, and he watched my videos about this bookstore stalker, he could just be making this all up to be in a video. You know what I mean? Maybe he pulled up beside me at this light, noticed that I'm Jessii V, and he's like, wow, I'm gonna mess with her. I'm really gonna mess with her head. So either he was actually the guy from the bookstore, which I think is really rare. Like, what are the chances of that exact guy pulling up beside my car at 3 in the morning? Like, that's just so rare. And the other option is, like I just said, he knew me from YouTube and he knew he could mess with me. So what do you guys think? Did I just meet that same bookstore stalker who could have been following my car? Like, I don't even know how long he was behind me, but what was weird was all the way to the park after the light turned green, he was behind my car all the way to the park. I don't know, it was just such a weird thing. And I know this isn't the craziest story time ever, but you guys know that I like to kind of update you on things that are happening in my life. So I think this is a pretty weird update to tell you, right? I mean, what are the chances? I just don't want to see this guy anymore. Like, if this was the actual guy that was at the bookstore, I do not want him popping up in my life anymore. Like, go away, please. So tell me what you guys think. I was debating on making this video because I'm like, okay, it's super short for one, and two, do they really even want to know about this? I don't know, but I just feel like at this point on my channel, because it's a storytime channel, I should just tell you guys everything, you know? But yeah, anyways, I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your day. As usual, my social media information is down below, along with my vlog channel and my PO box information, so check that out. And until next time, guys, bye!